Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Talking Packers with Steve. Our morning edition. It is right here, 8 o'clock Central, here in the Midwest, here in Wisconsin. Um, and hope everybody's having a good, okay Thursday morning. If you're going to work, going to school, whatever you're doing, um, enjoy it. I mean, I would assume school is out for a Christmas holiday already, but if not, whatever. Either way, whatever you're doing, and however you're watching here today, this morning, or otherwise after this episode's archive, thank you. Welcome to share the podcast to everybody. Follow me on Twitter at talking_Packers. Let people know about this podcast. I do talk about all 32 teams. I know it's called Talking Packers with Steve, but I talk about all the other football teams, even your football team if it's not Green Bay. Um, and there you go. Heck, each and every week for 16 weeks now into week 16 here, I haven't had the Packers as game of the week. Not because they didn't deserve it ever, but I didn't want to be a homer all the time and have Packers game of the week I didn't want to have that over 60% of the week of the year, sort of thing. So I wanted to be fair, balanced, and obviously respectful to the other 31 teams, and have them. And there's two reasons why this is my game of the week. Okay, we got the Miami Dolphins against the Buffalo Bills. There in Buffalo. There's two reasons I have this as a game of the week. First off, to be quite honest, as I always am to you guys and gals, men and women. The first reason is because Buffalo hasn't been a game of the week yet. Okay, so that's, like I said, just being honest. But another reason is that they're both in the wild card hunt. I know, it's amazing. Buffalo actually still in the playoff hunt. They have slim hopes, but technically they are not, I repeat, not mathematically eliminated. And you know me and math. I love my math. And this simple math will tell you that they still are in the hunt for a wild card spot. Excuse me. For a wild card spot, but not for the division. Obviously, the Patriots have a stranglehold there at 12-2 and number one overall in the AFC conference. But Buffalo does have a chance. They're Baltimore, Tennessee, Denver, Indianapolis, and Buffalo, all teams in the AFC that are still in the hunt. Miami, as of right now, is in the wild card. If the playoffs started today, esta noche, now, Dolphins would be facing the Steelers on the road, and they'd be a 60. They would be the final team in the playoffs. And they'd be facing the Steelers. The Chiefs would be facing the Texans. The Packers, my Green Bay Packers, will be facing the Falcons. That'd be a high-powered game, hopefully, with both secondaries not being the greatest, but both teams' secondaries improving. And then you have the New York Football Giants against the Lions in the wild card round if the playoffs start today. And in the AFC, since I'm going through this, I might as well, still in the hunt, Tampa Bay at the top of the list, then Washington Vikings, Washington team, and then the Minnesota Vikings, Saints, and Panthers are the teams the AFC looking for. So the Packers just got in actually after the Monday Night Football game, after Washington lost, and I was kind of wondering if Tampa Bay, but Green Bay and Tampa Bay as of right now are tied record-wise, both 8-6. So those two could be fighting for a playoff spot. What I hope is Green Bay wins the division. We went out and everything. And then Tampa Bay and the Giants are wild card spots because Green Bay would be taking up a divisional spot. So even though Tampa Bay is technically behind Green Bay in the running right now for the wild card spot, that's why we're in right now and not Lindsey Bell's Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But if what I hope happens, then Tampa Bay will be in the wild card because I want Tampa Bay and New York to be wild card teams. Heck, I want Tampa Bay to win out and win the division. Like I said, part of my bold prediction having Oakland and Tampa Bay in the playoffs, at least, I'd be somewhat correct. But I want to be even, I guess, more correct to offset me being totally wrong about the Los Angeles Rams and Jacksonville Jaguars making the playoffs. Is not just have Tampa Bay and Oakland make the playoffs, but have Tampa Bay and Oakland make the playoffs as division champions. As division champions. I mean, that'd be awesome. That's hoping. So, and like I said, kind of apologize for having this episode here in the early morning, but things happen, family situations, and whatever, and life. I guess it is the holidays as well. Busy one. That's why for this show, it's always whenever I can do it, sort of thing. My wrestling show, Steve's Wrestling Ramble, I usually do like to set on one schedule because I do have a team now. I have co-hosts. If I had a co-host for this show, I probably would have a set schedule because that person, whether a male or a female, whoever would be interested, I'd work around his or her schedule and to work it together so we can have a specific time for shows like we do for the Ramble, for Steve's Wrestling Ramble, which is now officially every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, with me, Mark Rambo, and Raunchy Mikey, at Raunchy Mikey on Twitter, and at Marcus Rambo now on Twitter. He has changed his Twitter handle because he wants to be Mr. Cool. I'm sure there's other reasons, but I don't know. I just had to take that jab. But no, he's a good guy. They both are great guys. And I'm honored to have them as part of my team now at Steve's Wrestling Ramble. Also want to give a shout out to the team over there at Lazy Booking Podcast. You can follow them on Twitter at Lazy Booking PC and follow each individual team member. All four of them, four of those awesome people. It's 3 dudes and a woman. You have to have a woman in the bunch to corral the dudes in a way. But great team, and definitely check out their episodes and podcasts. They're supposed to have an episode last night, but if you do follow them on Twitter already, or we'll follow them now because I said so, or either way, whatever. It's always up to the individual. I can't make anybody do anything. But either way, as they said on their Twitter, at Lazy Booking PC, due to unseen circumstances, they weren't able to have the episode last night, and they'll keep everybody up to date and informed when they will have an episode this week. But yours truly here, Steve, of Steve's Wrestling Ramble and Talking Packers with Steve, might not yet be on their episode, but hopefully and probably sometime soon I will be, along with other people that they've been talking to, each co-host or just their team has been talking to have as guests on their show as well. I'm not the only one, but I'm glad and honored to be one of them that they're considering and thinking about having on the show, and hopefully I'll be able to see them at WrestleMania, WrestleMania 33 in Orlando, Florida. Yeah, I love Florida, be in Florida. Excuse me, in April, which is the best month of the year because that's my birthday month. But anyways, let's get back to NFL. Let's go through the predictions here for Week 16 of the National Football League's 2016 NFL schedule. Thursday Night Football on NBC and the NFL Network. I assume NBC for the local markets in New York for Ingrid Cooter, Mike Malone, and others, fans of the Giants, and Eagles fans there in Philadelphia, or that live in Philadelphia, at least Archfiend does. Philadelphia, I think, lives in California. But that's what I mean. I think it's NBC for local markets. If not, if it's NBC nationally, like it was a couple weeks ago, because I found it kind of strange. They first had it a couple weeks ago for that game. I think the Dolphins were part of it, but for that game, they had it nationally NBC because I even said in that episode afterwards or before, or no, afterwards, heading into the next week, saying that was pretty cool that I randomly found the Thursday Night Football game when I was expecting just to see it. As I'm scrolling through, just seeing it in the NFL Network one, which I don't have at this time. So we'll see. But then the past week, week 15. It wasn't there for NBC, even though it was going to be on NBC and the NFL Network. So, yeah, okay. So that's interesting. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I'll go with the Eagles over the Giants. I'll go Eagles over the Giants, kind of in a shocker. It goes over Giants 24-13. Now, Saturday, we have games here on the Christmas Eve. Kind of like it's Sunday, they should have just had it that way, like a Saturday being Sunday for Christmas Eve. That people then the NFL players, coaches, and otherwise, and just NFL period, company and on all the whatever it could be with their families on Christmas Day and other stuff. But they have 2 games on Sunday on Christmas Day, 3:30 game and a night game, which I'm sure Sunday Night Football on NBC. I assume, yep. And the night game on Saturday, the Bengals and Texans, are not on NBC. It's on the NFL Network exclusively to the NFL Network. So there you go. And then Monday Night Football as usual. So I don't know. Part of me wish it was all Saturday, Thursday and Saturday games. And then on Monday, I mean, it's the day after Christmas. That's fine. As long as those players and teams and whatever's, the Lions and the Cowboys, be with their families heading up to it and whatever and go from there. But anyways, whatever. That's just me thinking of others because that's what I do. But anyways, moving on. Panthers against the Falcons. Big Q of Team Boy TV Live at Team Boy TV Live or at Team Boy TV. And you can find him on YouTube, Team Boy TV Live, or Black and Blue Panthers Podcast. Either one you search, you will find him and his channel of Team Boy TV Live. Against the Atlanta Falcons, I'm going to go with the Panthers over the Falcons, getting a win. Helping out Tampa Bay here. But Panthers getting a win over the Falcons, 17-13. I'll go, I guess, game of the week, Dolphins, Bills. I'm going to go with the Dolphins over the Bills. Bills disarray. They might, be letting go of their coach. Hey, coach, on Black Monday after next week, week 17, after those games. I'm going to go with the Dolphins over the Buffalo Bills, 35-21. Washington Redskins versus Chicago Bears. I'm going to go Washington over Chicago, 27-17. Patriots over the Jets, 45-3. Joe of the Joe Cronin Show. He's a fan of the New England Patriots. You can find him on YouTube, Joe Cronin Show, and on Twitter at Joe Cronin Show. Jay of Talking WWJ on Twitter at Talking WWE with just the letter J. His Cleveland Browns against the San Diego Chargers. I'm sorry, Jay, but I'm going to pick the Chargers to get this win. You might be going 0-16, but we'll see. San Diego over Cleveland, 17-10. Titans over the Jaguars. Jaguars got a new head coach. You never know. Things could change around in one game. Jacksonville can get a win. Really suck for Tennessee because they're in the playoff hunt and all this other stuff. So I'm going to go with the shocker here. I'm going to go with an upset. I'm going to go with Jacksonville over Tennessee in the last second win. 24-21. Jaguars getting win over Titans. And trying to have a positive momentum going into the 2017 season and this off season in between. So, yeah. Oakland Raiders at Raiders _1995, aka Byron, and Raiders Central Mikey Raider. They're Oakland Raiders against Stephen A. 1181. Again, that is at Stephen A. 1181. Stephen A. of Talking WJ, my fellow co-host of that show. And actually tonight we'll be having a special episode of Talking WWE with Jay on that YouTube channel. We'll actually have it live, and I think through Google Hangouts, to be quite honest there. So if you want to join in the chat room in that episode, you're welcome to go over to that channel at that time. I think it'll be starting at 5 p.m. If not, the time's changed, then just wait for that hangout to be created, and it'll show the time, and it'll show the specific time to your location, as it does for everybody. But Stephen A. his Colts against Mikey Raider and Byron's Oakland Raiders. I'm going to go with the Raiders over the Colts. Keep that winning going. Keep that momentum going for Oakland. And hey, this could be the year you could go to the Super Bowl. Last time the Raiders were over 500. Last time the Raiders, clinched the playoff spot. Last time the Raiders did any of this stuff, 2002. And you know what they did then. I know Raiders fans and part of Raider Nation know what happened. They went to the Super Bowl, even though they lost to Tampa Bay and John Gruden. But they went to the Super Bowl. And how awesome would that be? Part of me would be all happy about that if, Tampa Bay does make it and, things happen the way I wanted to. And Tampa Bay and the New York Giants being the wild cards in the NFC. Oakland holds the number 2 spot. And in the Super Bowl, it's Oakland against Tampa Bay again. There you go. That'd be awesome. But we'll see. Next game, we'll go actually with the Buccaneers. Saints at Buccaneers. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers getting the win. They need this win. They need any win here in the last 2 weeks to and try to make the playoffs either way. At Lindsey Bell, cheerleader of the Buccaneers, good friend of mine and fellow YouTuber, at Lindsey Bell on Twitter. Find her, just check her, look her up here on YouTube, Lindsey Bell. Daily vlogs or semi-daily vlogs. but she's a great person, obviously beautiful, um, but not just beautiful, but smart, and a kind person, kind heart, for sure. One of the good people, true good people, that I know at least, um, of YouTube or just in general. But I have heard Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting the win over the Saints, 35-27. Buccaneers over the Saints. 49ers against the Rams. I mean, you got to play the game, right? So, Los Angeles Rams, I'm going to have the Rams over the 49ers 12-3. You know what? 12-6. 12-6 Rams over the 49ers. Seahawks against the Arizona Cardinals. Seattle, keep on rolling. Norb Cam, Seattle Seahawks. So, shout out to him. Just find him on Twitter at Norb Cam, and on YouTube, just search Norb Cam, and you'll find it pretty simply. Great content there for sure. Seahawks against the Cardinals. I mean, hey, if I lived close to where he was or he is, if I actually lived in Washington, I live in another state that starts with a W, but it's not Washington, it's Wisconsin here. I would definitely want to be part of one of his videos, rivalry videos with the Seahawks Packers. Rivalry is becoming what it has become. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks over the Cardinals 24-17. I have the Texans over the Bengals 35-17. And Texans, shout out to all the cheerleaders at Houston, our Texans cheerleaders, and each individual at HTC _ and then their name. To all the cheerleading squad there, because all of them follow me on Twitter, on my personal handle, not on my podcast handle there. So definitely shout out to all of them. Houston Texans cheerleading squad represent. They represent for sure. So I talked to a couple of them, part of that squad, and I know, it's really with Lindsey Bell, which is part of Tampa Bay cheerleaders. So I may not look like I should know them, but any of cheerleaders, trust me, I didn't know too many of them when I was in high school, but I knew some too. Back then, 2002 as a freshman to 2006 as a senior, is what it is. Anyways, Ravens Steelers. I'm gonna go with the Ravens over the Steelers 24-13. JB at Ravens Shogun, part of Team Boy TV Live. His Baltimore Ravens against the Steelers. And Glass on Team Boy TV Live. His Denver Broncos facing off against the Kansas City Chiefs. I got the Chiefs over Denver getting this win. I got 35-17. Chiefs over Broncos. Monday Night Football. Lions against Cowboys. So it's kind of a tough one. But I'm actually going to go with Detroit over Dallas. It's happened before with Detroit getting a win over Dallas and Dallas. I'm going to go with Detroit over Dallas. 17-13 win. Low scoring game I see happening. Excuse me. I see happening there for sure. Excuse me. I assume I know who's watching right now. I have a couple people watching, but I can't get to my chat to 100% see. But either way, thanks to everybody that watched live here, and we'll be watching archived to let everybody know about this podcast. I am still looking for a co-host, trying to make this have a team here, just like I have a team for Steve's Wrestling Ramble. And speaking of that show, again, as I said at the top of this episode, Steve Wrestling Ramble tonight, Thursday night here, 8 p.m. Central, as always, same place, same time, same location, here live on my channel. And always, people are welcome to subscribe, like the video, share it, and all that fun jazz. And check out Lazy Bookie Podcast on Twitter at Lazy Bookie PC. Stay on there for updates. Check it. I would say, check it out every 6 hours or something if you want to. And they'll let you know as soon as they know when they're going to have an episode this week for their show as we wind down here in the year 2016. And for this show, I wanted to say, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad to all my fellow Hispanics and other people, Mexico and otherwise, nationwide, worldwide. Because you have a lot of NFL fans in Mexico. Mexico, so Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Kwanzaa. Whatever you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate any holiday at all, Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend because this is the last show before Christmas or before the holidays um, truly happen. Or either because I think Kwanzaa starts on the 26th, Hanukkah tomorrow. I'm sure I'm wrong about that, but I do apologize because I do have a calendar, a wall calendar here in the house, and it has all the holidays for different different prices. So whether you whatever like I said, whatever you celebrate, you and your family have a great time with family. Um, Stay safe, have fun. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, uh, and as always, take care.